Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Spike, back again once again. Today we're here for the Kamen Rider Gavv full series review. My full review of the entire series as a whole, and I'm gonna rate it like, you know, we're gonna do a rate out of 10 thing. I don't want to get a rating now, but man, this series was such a breath of fresh air. It's not perfect. I do have some gripes with Gavv. It's not a perfect series, but it is a good series. It's a good season, and I feel like a lot of people will agree with me on that. I do. like Gavv is such a really, like, it is a good series. It is a good season of Kamen Rider. It really did feel like something new, but at the same time had a lot of the regular rider type motifs in it, but it still felt like something new. We had a main character who was the jolly, happy-go-lucky, you know, character, but at the same time, Shoma was smart. Shoma was smart at a lot of times. Shoma, he did give chances to these characters, to these enemies. He gave them chances and stuff like that to change their ways, but he had no problem. He had no problem in taking them out, putting them in the ground. He had no problem doing that. Even as much as he didn't want to, he had no problem doing it. And I like that about Shoma. I did like that about Shoma. He felt balanced. You know, he was a hero. He was the hero, but at the same time, if you had to go down, you were going down. If it meant protecting people I care about and protecting this world that my mom loves so much, you were going down. And at the end of the day, he still was himself. I like his character growth throughout the series as well. I just like his overall, like, I like Shoma's personality. Like, he's one of those writers where you're sincerely rooting for him like the whole time. And I thoroughly love Shoma. Like, I feel like Shoma is a really good character. As a character, like, he's a good character. He's a good writer. I feel like he's a balance between the badass, but also he's a balance between, you know, the happy-go-lucky jolly guy, you know. And yeah, I mean, this is just Shoma for me. Like, Shoma was a great character. When it came down to like Sachika, Vram, and Hanto, I felt like this team, like this friend group was like very, very tight-knit friend group. I love this friend group. They reminded me so much of Build, of how like they were actual like friends. They were mature with each other. These characters literally went through like some really traumatic things with each other, and they found a way to bond through that. And they helped each other. They talked to each other. They gave mature responses, like real human like responses to like a lot of things that were going on. And we saw like real like mental stuff going on. We saw mental breakdowns in this series, which we've seen before, but we saw like real mental breakdowns in this series. We saw guilt and shame, and, you know, like them feeling bad for like keeping secrets from each other. Like, I like that. Like, they felt like real friends in this series. With, you know, then when we get to Vram, you know, when he gets here, you know, he's the stoic, you know, I got a dark past, I'm out for revenge, you know, I'm doing this, I'm going to do anything I'm going to do whatever it takes to find out who killed my brother. Like, he was that guy, and he still was cool. Like, but I knew this guy was going to become our friend. I knew he was going to become our friend. I knew he was going to soften up a little bit, because that's how it is a lot of time, you know. And when it came down to Vram, I did love his story. I loved his overall drive. I loved how he was smart in a lot of situations, just like all these other characters, but like he was smart in a lot of situations. He was badass as well. Like he was fashionable. Like bro had it on every episode you saw, man. He had it on. Like he was a perfect amount of like he was edgy, he was cool, but at the same time he had a sense of humor, and he wasn't too cool for school. Like he had some moments where he was too cool for school, but at the same time, Ram was a great character as well. I did like his I loved his character development. And now we get to the boy Hanto. I love Hanto. I loved Hanto. I loved, you know, he was funny. He had Hanto had a lot of funny moments too. But he also had a lot of dumb moments as well. But Hanto would make up for it a lot of the time. Hanto also did his best to be a good friend and be a good, you know, writer, you know, stuff like that. Like, yeah, he got his butt kicked a lot. That's one thing I hated, that Hanto got his butt kicked a lot. But at the same time, he was a great character, man. He's a great secondary. I believe that. Like, not a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on that. Like, Hanto was a great secondary writer. Ram was a great tertiary writer. That's the third writer, if some people don't know. But man, I love Hanto's like overall drive and his story as well. I love his character development with the whole thing, like with his, you know, with the finding out who kidnapped his mom, and finding out like, and actually finding that Granute and actually sparing his life. And when he spared his life, he didn't want to, but he just really wanted to get that chapter of his life like over with. Like, I want to get revenge for my mom. And then you find out that the Granute that took your mom has become like this really cool guy, a nice guy, trying to change his ways. Like, he's reformed and stuff. He even like was gonna let you take him out at that point. So, and he truly was. I think it was Genji or Kenji. Yeah, it was Kenji. And Kenji legit was like, I'm sorry, I took your mom away from you, like stuff like that. Like, he was legit sorrowful. It was no backstabby kind of thing either. Like, he legit was sad that he took out like bro's mom, and he was trying to make up for that and stuff like that. I like that. The development in technically a monster of the week type of character. But Hanto, I thoroughly loved Hanto. I loved every power up he got. I loved his arcs that he had. I just feel like Hanto went through too much. Like, y'all, like they was putting Hanto through the freaking ringer. Like, you had his mom gone, then you had his mentor, you know, and stuff like that. All the other turmoil, the stuff that he went through. I feel like Hanto went through too much. And yeah, but I do feel like Hanto went through too much. I was like, man, leave Hanto alone. He went this. There's enough. There's enough. I'm tired of seeing my boy cry and go through all these freaking mental breakdowns. It was terrible. But yeah, Hanto, definitely one of the best secondary writers, as a writer and also as a friend. Same thing with Ram. One of the best tertiary, one of the best character development. Character developmented, I guess, characters developed. There we go. But yeah, man, I thoroughly did like this team of writers. I'm glad that we only had 3. I mean, I'll get to this in a second, but I'm glad that we did only really just have like 3 main writers, you know, like 3 main good guy writers, and we weren't oversaturated with like a bunch of good guy writers. I'm talking to you, Saber. I know Saber had his reasons. They were a guild. They were knights. I get that, but Saber had a lot of writers. But and you had a lot of writers that you put on the back burner too. I'm sorry, but that's Saber. But yeah, I feel like we had a good tight knit team of writers. Now we get to the best girl in the universe, Miss Sachika. Sachika was an amazing character. I every time I saw Sachika, it was protect her at all cost. Like, seriously, like, she's one of the best, like, one of the best female leads we've had. One of the best female leads we've had in Rider. And the whole thing about her becoming a Kamen Rider was like a topic and for a while, and which I did make my own video talking about that, but personally I feel like I don't mind. Like I said in that video, I do not mind if Sachika becomes a writer. That would be really cool if she did become a writer, and I could just imagine her suit being really cool looking, and like I feel like it's gonna be like just mad yellow, you know. But I don't mind if Sachika becomes. I didn't mind it at all if Sachika had become a Kamen Rider, but I was also okay with her not becoming one, because she was just such a great support character. Like, she was just a great supportive character. She was a great supportive friend. She was a great friend. She was very smart. She was very resourceful. She was great at, you know, talking to people and getting people to smile and things like that. The only thing I wish we got from Sachika was, I wanted to know more about her backstory. Like, what was Sachika's backstory? What was her background? We didn't get a lot of that. Like, we got little hints and nicks and, you know, stuff like that there, but, you know, Sachika, we didn't get a lot about her. Like, why does she start this business, you know? Why does she want to continuously make people smile? Like, we never got anything about her parents or, you know, anything like that. Like, we didn't get a lot of background type of stuff for Sachika. I didn't want a lot of it, you know. I didn't want like a full biography, but I just still kind of wanted to know more about Sachika, you know. But overall, she was a great character. She was a great friend. Like, everything I listed before, like, she was great. And then making her a writer would just amplify all of that, because, you know, it would amplify her as a character, but at the same time, it would still keep it just, I don't know, it's just like, her becoming a writer, I mean, like, yeah, it would add a lot to that, and she would, you know, I feel like she would be a great fighter and stuff like that. But at the same time, I still feel like Sachika's good where she's at. Like, she's good how she is. She's an amazing character. She's good how she is, and her becoming a writer would be awesome. It would, but at the same time, she's good where she is. But yeah, the Stomach family, man, I was very surprised when it came down to, hey, they're all getting taken out. Like, you didn't redeem any of the Stomach family except for Uncle Dente. I could say you redeemed Uncle Dente, because Uncle Dente, he was doing the bad stuff before, but he was like, nah, I can't do this no more, and he just dips, you know, and he stops doing the stuff that he was doing. We miss Uncle Dente, man. Uncle Dente was the GOAT. Uncle Dente was the best. Like, Uncle Dente was funny. He was fat, you know, fat funny guy, you know. But we love Uncle Dente. He did so much for our characters and stuff like that. So, and he brought a lot of cool stuff to the series, and he was very helpful as well. Even though there were some episodes where we didn't see him for a while, but when he was here, he was great. He was helpful. He was very wise, you know, things like that. And I hate the way he got taken out, because, you know, we had that whole thing of like, Uncle Dente's gonna die, and then we kept having those moments where he would like fall asleep, or he'll be weak from something, and I'm just like, is it old age or whatever? But nah, he had to get taken out by freaking Glota. But man, yeah, the Stomach family, I liked all of them. Like, I think out of all the Stomach family, my favorite had to be Longo. It had to be, okay, in order, it will be Longo, Glata, Nilov, and then I'm counting Jeeb and Cheetah as like a package deal, because, you know, they were always together type thing. So yeah, like, I did like Jeeb and Sheeta. Like I love especially their Granute designs. Their Granute designs were awesome. All the Stomach Family Granute designs were awesome. They weren't too much, in my opinion. They weren't like too much, you know. They all look great. They all look menacing. Like, yeah, like this is a monster. They damn near, like Granute's damn near look like freaking demons, you know. Especially with Longo and when his form got revealed, when his true Granute form got revealed. Oh my god. I was like, yes, this is final boss. And also, shout out to Longo for being the first Reiwa final boss that wasn't a Kamen Rider. You know, because all of Reiwa, the final bosses has been like a Kamen Rider. But man, like shout out to Big Brother Longo. I'm gonna miss this guy. Longo was one of my favorite villains in this series too. Overall, man, the Stomach Family was dope. I liked all of them. I liked some more than others, but I did like the Stomach Family. Yeah, I like how you kept them evil. You kept them bad guys. You know, you kept it that way. And you didn't have to redeem them, you know, stuff like that. And you know, I like that, especially Galata. Galata was mommy. Galata was mommy. Big the Scythe lady, you know, goth Scythe lady. Let's go. But yeah, Stomach Family, they was dope. I just wish we got with the dad and the grandpa. We knew what they was about. We got inklings of how they operated and stuff like that. But I just wish we saw more of the grandpa. The grandpa seemed like he was a douche, especially the way he talked to Kid Neelov. And also they talked about the whole mom thing. Like, who was their mom? Who was their Granute? Like, I'm pretty sure they all had the same, you know, Granute mother, hopefully. But I just feel like their dad had, you know, he had all these kids, you know, like, did they all have the same mom? I don't know. But they did talk about how, like, Neelov, like, their mom had a sickness and Neelov inherited it. Like, Neelov got it. And I'm like, where was that? Like, where was that? I would love to see their mom. I would love to hear more about this sickness that he said that they said their mom had. Like, what was this sickness? What was that? You know? Like, I just feel like they would say things. They would say things and throw things out there, and I'd be like, I would like to know more about that. But then we don't do it. And it's like some things they did flesh out more, you know. But then sometimes it was like, yo, say something, and it's just like, I would like to know more about that. And then it never happens. Like, we only see grandpa, their grandpa in like flashbacks, you know. And he seems like he was a douche. He seems like he was a douche with the way you talk to your freaking grandson like that. That was messed up. But yeah, that's the Stomach Family, man. I loved them. I like how cool they were and things like that. They were dope. But yeah, what else did I not talk about? Oh yeah, the president and his daughter. My date with the president's daughter. Yeah, I'm that old. But Boca and Lizelle. Now these two were just complete messed up government, just big government. Like, and Boca was a great villain. He was a powerful villain. Like, Boca was broken, like, which, you know, that comes with territory. But Boca was a very powerful freaking dude. Like, I didn't think he would whoop them like that, especially with his 1v1 with Shoma. We all knew Shoma was gonna get whooped. We know that, but I didn't think it was gonna be that freaking bad, you know. I didn't think it was gonna be that freaking bad. But Lizelle, classic rich girl, you know, petty. What else? She was petty, manipulative, non-empathetic. She's just a douche all around. Like, but she was a great character though. She played into that role pretty freaking good. You know, you couldn't talk that. You couldn't redeem Lizelle. I don't think you could. You know, and you know, Boca kind of died abruptly. You know, Big Brother Longo came in with the great sword and freaking wind scarred him dead through his chest. But I don't know. President Boca and Lizelle, they were cool. They agents. dishonorable mention. Screw his agents. The butlers, oh my god, they were worse than the regular agents. Regular agents was fire. I love their designs. The regular agents were fire. I love it. But the butlers, I'm still mad about how they beat up my boy in the street. How aggressive they were. They were mad aggressive. They were like they were jumping. They were like, fight back, sir. Like they like, I'm surprised they weren't beating you up and then like pull out the tea, sip the tea, and then throw the cup at you and break it, and then go right back to beating you up. Like, what is that? But yeah, Boca and Lizelle, they were fine. I just knew that. I felt it in my heart that he wasn't gonna be the final boss. I was thinking that they were gonna have to team up to beat him, which that happened, but that was gonna be like the final thing, and then like they redeemed the Stomach family and whatever. I thought something like that was gonna happen, but it didn't, and I liked the ending that we got. But yeah, that final fight between Shoma and Longo, that was peak. I liked that fight. It ended kind of abruptly, like the way he just when he just popped Longo. I kind of feel like Longo should have had like some final words, you know. Same thing with Neela. I'm still mad about Neela's death. That still made me mad. Why Neela had to die like that? He didn't get no final words. He just went poof. I hated that too. But other than that, man, the forms was great. I liked every single form in this show. Yeah, I liked every form, whether it was a basic form. I made some shorts. I made some shorts about the form. So if you want to know my full thoughts about the forms, go watch those shorts. But yeah, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I thoroughly do appreciate it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good jazz. Thank you for sticking with me to this point. We're at 21 minutes and 56 seconds right now. But yeah, okay, I'm sorry, this is editing spike. Going back, I'm editing the video right now, and I forgot that I didn't talk about Suga and Bitter Gavv. Okay, real quick, Suga was a cool character. I hate that we didn't get a lot about him, about his whole like, why was he doing what he was doing. He wanted to create like the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. You know, he wanted to do that, and you know, cloning Shoma and things like that, and creating Bitter Gavv, which Bitter Gavv was a great character as well. He was okay. He was annoying, but that suit was dope. But the fact that you had like multiples of them and you were cloning him, and then we like, turns out Suga was dead, and we don't know what happened to the baby. Like, there was so much that we didn't know about Suga, and then when he died, you know, and then came back and stuff like that, he was a zombie thanks to Neela and stuff like that. Like, that whole like the Suga arc just had a bunch of like stuff that wasn't like super wrapped up, or questions about Suga that I wanted answered. But yeah, man, I did like Suga. I did like Kamen Rider Bake. I hate that they reused Bake like two, three times and just was renaming them. But overall, like, I like Suga. He was a good villain. He was super nonchalant, and you know, and everything. But at the same time, he was a cool villain. But other than that, Suga and Bitter Gavv, they were cool. Now back to regular me. But other than that, man, Kamen Rider Gavv was a great series. I'm thoroughly gonna miss this series. I can't wait to watch the movies and stuff like that and talk about it even more. Can't wait to see, you know, Gavv team up with other people, other writers in the future. I'm ready to see that Reiwa Generations Forever. Like, I'm so ready for that, where we are all our main Reiwa writers. A man can dream. We know that's gonna happen, right? We know that's gonna happen. But other than that, guys, man, Kamen Rider Gavv, great series, great characters. It's not perfect. No series is perfect, but I'm thoroughly gonna miss this series. I'm gonna make sure I watch these movies and specials and stuff and do these reviews for them. But yeah, like, this is a great series. And I hope you guys enjoyed Gavv too. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did. And yeah, with that being said, though, what did you guys think about Kamen Rider Gavv as a whole? What are your thoughts about Kamen Rider Gavv as a whole? You guys let me know down in the comment section below. With that being said, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And remember, as I always say, stay henshined. And now we are on to Kamen Rider Zetsu.